I think, as a brand, we need to be a little bit different. With colors, all the innovation we put into the watches, part of the DNA of Norqain is hockey. And I think the cool thing about Norqain, you get a feel for the brand. And I think that feel you get is real. Finding another passion after hockey is really difficult. The adrenaline and going with a team, winning and losing with your teammates is unique.
Hey guys, I am very excited. I am with NHL legend Mark Streit, co-founder of Norqain and Stanley Cup winner as well. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Thanks for having me.
I have to shake your hands, it's not every day that I'm meeting a legend, so I'm very excited. Before I talk to people, I like to read a little bit about, but also I like to be literally just having a conversation and learn from you. And so obviously it's not every day that I meet an NHL player, Stanley Cup winner, so I would love to see, obviously you are involved with Norqain, but I would love to see from the beginning, because you're Swiss, I saw you play for the Swiss team, you play many teams in NHL, but how the passion came from the NHL, the hockey players, when you're young kids to watches now?
Yeah, I grew up with watches. I always loved watches. As a kid growing up, always had a watch. Our family used to collect them. Okay. So I was always into watches. And then when I actually went to the NHL, I realized outside of Switzerland, like the meaning of the Swiss watchmaking abroad, in Canada, in the US, how everybody, all the hockey players love their Swiss watch.
The Swiss made,
so I got into it even more. I was an ambassador for a different brand during a long time. That's where I met Ben Kuffer. And then it was a matter of timing. I retired from hockey. He needed a new challenge, and he said, "Hey, let's found our own watch brand." And that was 2018, and we started. And a few years later, he's standing here in front of our own booth in Geneva. I mean, it's a great story.
So you mentioned 2018, and I saw you won the Stanley Cup to 2017, so the year just before. Okay.
So Pittsburgh, I got the opportunity to win the Stanley Cup, and being part of that run was an unbelievable experience.
I'm sure.
It's such a great feeling.
I'm sure.
And then, I was 40 years old, and it made me time to hang up the skates. I went to Montreal for a last stint, but that didn't really work out anymore. And then it was the transformation from a hockey player to an entrepreneur was pretty fast. And originally I wanted to take like 2 years off. Say, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna go home, enjoy family, kids, and just play golf, fish, whatever. But then pretty fast, Ben came up with that project, and he's such a great guy, so passionate, and I was so convinced in his capabilities and his skill set and his network. I said, okay, let's do it, and it's been such an exciting story.
Okay, so tell us, for the common mortal like me that had a dream of being a basketball player that never made it, how it is to play and to actually have a career in what you love to do, and obviously the ultimate winning the Stanley Cup.
It's incredible.
How can you describe it? Can you even describe it?
It's it's literally when you dream of playing in the NHL growing up as a kid. Obviously for me, first was the Swiss League, a big thing. Then I realized about the NHL and how cool it is that the best players play there, come from there. So I started to dream about the NHL. And, coming from Switzerland, the NHL it's another universe. So it's a huge step. It's a different league, all the best players. It's so exciting, so overwhelming. So actually I made it when I was 26, 27 in Montreal, pretty late in my career. But still, I played World Championships, Olympic Games for Switzerland as a captain. I had a pretty good resume, but when I played my first game in Montreal in Toronto.
That was in Toronto too?
It was in Toronto, one of the biggest rivalries in hockey. I mean, it was such a great experience, and I was so nervous. I had a hard time just not shaking.
Especially the first, after I'm sure repetition, it gets better and easier, right?
Like after a few games or even half a year, you get used to it, you got more confidence, and you feel comfortable playing, you play with confidence, but it took some time.
I'm sure.
Playing in Toronto, playing in Madison Square Garden, playing in Boston, Chicago, all those great cities with so much history. I got to play against Mario Lemieux for one game.
No way.
You play against him and you're like, just wow. You can't believe it. It's just an absolutely dream come true.
And how is it to represent your country as well? Captain of the Swiss team, that must be crazy too.
I mean, very proud of it. And my first tenure as a captain was in Salt Lake City. Olympic Games 2002. And I mean, you're wearing the Swiss jersey, you're the captain, and pretty young. I was 24 at the time, and playing against the best players in the world, competing for a medal, obviously with Switzerland back then. We were pretty good, we got better, but we were never a favorite to win a medal. But the experience, Olympic Games, World Championship, it's unique, it's something I'll never forget.
So a good transition here. So you mentioned Olympic Games. Obviously, I'm French, but I'm also Canadian, you know, and there's this player, you know, Sidney Crosby, a big star, obviously, an idol in the country. You play with him, you won with him, and now you partner with him. So how is it this whole thing going on? Like, what happened?
It's a full circle.
It's crazy.
I mean,
circle of life.
Yeah, circle, and you know, we were obviously really happy and really excited and proud to have him with us. And I mean, it was an unbelievable experience getting to know him better in Pittsburgh, playing with him, seeing how professional he is, how dedicated he is, his passion for the game, and how bad he wants to win. And he's a really great personality, great leader, and still really grounded. You know, he's a very humble guy, and he won everything. I mean, he could be flying, but he's such a great guy. So, you know, we got to know each other, and then I retired. We started Norqain, and then eventually, you know, he came on board. And for us, I mean, it's an unbelievable story, especially now with being partner of the NHL. So, I mean, it's a full circle, and it's been a lot of fun, and it keeps me connected to the hockey world, which is even better.
And it's amazing because, you know, you see a lot of sponsorship and you see a lot of brands, and obviously NHL being a hockey, you know, Canada, but the US, you see a lot of brands wanted somehow a partnership. But you is like a genuine like story. It's like literally you play, you know, Sidney Crosby play, and then now you're involved with the NHL. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great fit. Yeah, you know, like part of the DNA of Norqain is hockey. You know, I'm part of the founders. Roman Josef was there from the beginning as well. So hockey is part of our DNA. Then eventually Sid came on board, and it just made total sense for both parties. I mean, for us, it's a huge opportunity, and I think it's also a neat story for the NHL. It's been a great partnership. Gives us a lot of visibility, brand awareness, and we are a hockey brand. It's fantastic. That was, you know, when we finally got the partnership, signed the agreement with the NHL. I mean, it was one of the best moments in my career.
I'm sure.
And, I was really proud of it, but it was a long process for us as a brand to grow, to get there, to actually being able to partner up with the NHL. It took some time, which, you know, it's normal in this industry.
If it would be too easy, everybody will do it, and you know, you will not have this. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
But the process, just from the first meetings years ago to then finally signing the deal, I mean, it's a great experience. I got to know so many people from the NHL side, which are now also good friends. It's a great partnership, and we're really happy.
And something that you guys might not know, but the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame is actually in Toronto, where I live. So you know, hopefully we can see you there. That would be cool.
I've been there a few times, haven't been there in a while, but a great thing about this partnership too with the NHL and being so close to hockey is seeing the Stanley Cup once in a while. So I got to see it a few times, and it's always so special.
So how is it to be on the ice and outside the house? Ice, but it's like when Magic Johnson won as a player and then won as president of a club, whatever, right? So it's different feeling, but you know, the emotion must be crazy.
Emotional, like for me, it's been a great journey because finding another passion after hockey is really difficult. I'm really grateful about this story and being able to be part of it. At the same time, you know, playing a game, playing the big playoff games or World Championship, Olympics, finals, I mean, it doesn't get better than this. I mean, it's just emotional, all the adrenaline, and going with a team, winning and losing with your teammates is unique. Here it's a little bit the same thing. We have a great team. You know, we're thriving to success. We're a humble group, but we're thriving for the sky. We want to do great. We want to grow. We want to do the best we can do. But playing hockey on the ice in front of 20,000 people at MSG in Toronto, Montreal, whatever it is, Philly, it's just, that's unique. And that's always a big part of my life. And at one point, you know, a professional hockey or as an athlete, your time is done. And, it was a great experience, but you know what, you mentioned it before, it's just, I'm really grateful that I was able to live it. I think it's also really important, you know, to appreciate what you have. And a lot of people are always, you know, on the search of something. But, you know, I'm comfortable and happy that I was able to play in the NHL, meet a lot of great people and players, and it's got just a whole journey and the experience that I'm always gonna carry that in my heart.
So now there are some people that know about Norqain and some people that might not know about Norqain. And I realized there's two types of customers. You have the customer that know exactly what he wants, and he wants the Norqain or he wants whatever brand. But you have a lot of customers that they might know they're ready to buy, they might know the budget that they have in mind, but they don't really know which brand. And there's a lot of brands to compete. Why will you suggest, and here is obviously more on a watch section, but what will you say to these people that maybe are looking for their first real watch or maybe another watch in their collection?
I'm just, obviously I'm biased.
For sure.
But I love the story behind and the people behind it. I think we're really approachable. You see who is behind the brand, and I think the development of the brand in the past few years is incredible.
Oh, it is.
With the product, the super sports watch, mechanical Swiss sports watch. So I think, as a brand, we need to be a little bit different because there's so many competitions, so many other brands. So we try to be a little bit different with colors, all the innovation we put into the watches. So I'm sure there's for everybody, there's a watch that he likes. You have the sporty watch, you have the classic watch, you have the crazy watch, crazy colors. So I think everybody has his own taste, but I'm pretty confident that he will find a nice Norqain that fits his taste.
Cool, beautiful, all right. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really honored to meet you in person. Meeting you, it was a real pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you to be so humble and so nice. This is what I discovered. Meeting with a lot of people, usually people are very genuine and very people, I love to connect with people. One of the reasons of creating Watch DNA is to basically connect everybody together and educate people about the industry, not just about the product. Because for me, watches is really a moment in time, like an emotional, like you won a Stanley Cup or your kids was born or you finished school or whatever, a moment in time that you will remember.
And I think, that's the cool thing about Norqain. When you see the people, you hear Ben, hear myself, other people working for us, with us, so you get a feel for the brand. And I think that feel you get is real. It's not played, it's not fake, it's who we are. We want to be successful, but I think most important, we want to be a humble group too. Because it doesn't matter how much success you have in life, we're all people, we're all the same. And I think that's a big part about Norqain. We want to thrive, we want to be out there, we want to grow, we want to build beautiful watches and meet great people and have a happy customer. And I think so far so good. But you know how it is, it's always, you have to keep going. There is satisfaction sometimes is kind of, it's a tough thing in sports too. Once you're too satisfied, it's kind of, you hop into the lazy chair, and that's not who we are.
And earlier you mentioned happiness. For a lot of people, they try to reach and they try to get a goal, and what about if I graduate? What about if I get a new job? What about if I this? But for other people, it's okay, be happy with where you are and then try to establish your happiness based on that. Thank you again so much. It was a real pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you as well. And you guys, make sure you go watchdna.com/Norqain. You will find information about the brand. We'll find also some of the product that we have a buyer's guide and people can compare watches. So we just added yesterday augmented reality so people can virtually try the Norqain watches as well. And then the last point, we have a store locator that will tell people who is the store next to them that can buy the product. So watchdna.com/Norqain, and this is Mark Streit. Again, one more time. I shake your hands because I'm so honored. Thank you so much. See you later, guys.